Hello, it is Saturday, December 31st, 2011 at 4:01 a.m. Central Standard Time. And the other day I was noticing on radar that we have a Doppler station here in Washington that was not showing up on the NextRad sites. Right here, there was no way to go look at it. And I did some exploring, and this is what I found. On the TDN.com, here's an article that says, Officials Celebrate State's New Coastal Radar. Associated Press, September 29th at 9:10 p.m. Copalis Beach, Washington. A new Doppler radar station on the Washington coast will save lives and property with improved forecasts of Pacific storms, officials said Thursday. Forecasters started using information from the radar station in the past week to fill a gap caused by the Olympic Mountains blocking the station at Camano Island, said Brad Coleman, the meteorologist in charge of Seattle's National Weather Service office. The new station has dual polarization technology to show the intensity of storms that may cause wind damage and flooding. Grays Harbor County Commissioner Mike Wilson said it was similar to an improved home security system. This will save someone's life, he said, maybe many lives. National Weather Service Director Jack Hayes thanked Senator Maria Cantwell for pushing for the funding that made the new station possible. The installment received about $9 million in federal funds, equipment from the Air Force, enabled the station to open a year earlier than expected. With upgrades at the station at Camano Island, Spokane, Portland, and Pendleton, Oregon, Washington will be the first state with dual polarization Doppler radar coverage, the Weather Service said. And then going on to another article, gives a little more detail. This is the North Coast News. And it says Senator Cantwell, former chair of the Senate Oceans, Atmosphere, Fisheries, and Coast Guard Subcommittee, has led the effort to improve weather forecasting in the Pacific Northwest. In 2007, she obtained funds to complete a study released in May 2009, which demonstrated the gap in Washington State's weather radar coverage. She secured full funding for this radar system through a $2 million down payment in the 2009 Omnibus Appropriations Bill and $7 million included in the 2010 Consolidated Appropriations Act. In June 2010, Cantwell announced that Washington State will be receiving its first coastal Doppler radar a year earlier than scheduled, thanks to NOAA obtaining an existing radar from the Air Force that could be modified to operate with the most sophisticated technology available. NOAA identified the Air Force NextRad radar at Kessler Air Force Base in Mississippi that is no longer needed for military training. By updating an existing radar rather than purchasing a new system, Washington is getting radar coverage significantly faster and within budget. It said it'll be the first in the nation using dual polarization in civilian weather forecasting, but I don't know if that's true because I'm seeing that they've already been put in, like in Amarillo, Texas, etc. Let's see, the date on this is August 8th, 2011. So then I was thinking about it, the difference between this and the old Doppler, and I thought about electrical polarity, and it sounds to me like it's the difference between DC and AC current, because DC current is direct current. Electrons flow from negative pole to the positive pole. And then alternating current, the two poles alternate between negative and positive, and the direction of electron flow continually reverses. And that got me going further, and I guess here's a picture of what they're talking about. You got the x-axis going, wave going, and you got the y-axis wave going, although they're saying V and H. In any case, horizontal and vertical. When I read further in this article called UCAR Magazine, Saturday, December 31st, 2011. Well, I've had this up a couple days. I'm not sure how this happened. Anyway, okay. Down here, it goes on and on about the radar, and I'll give you a link. But then they start talking about two improvements in one. The next great leap in radar technology can involve melding dual polarization with another promising development, phased array radars. And they talk about the way this thing can read up and down, and that way it can kind of read around the raindrops. And that got me thinking about a phasar, which I didn't know this, but I guess that's just a Star Trek term, or a phaser. So they say phasers. Well, a typical hand phaser can merely stun living organisms or completely disintegrate them, and the beam can be adjusted to strike multiple targets at once or evenly destroy large amounts of material. A starship's phasers can be used as an anti-missile defense to destroy incoming projectiles, which made me think of an article I read earlier today. Boeing wins $3.48 billion U.S. missile contract, and they're talking about Project Shield or something like that. Ground-based mid-course defense, GMD. And it says GMD uses radar and other sensors plus a 20,000-mile fiber optic communication network to cue interceptors and silos at Fort Greely, Alaska, and Vandenberg Air Force Base, California. The shield has been shaped initially to guard against ballistic missiles that could be fired by Iran and North Korea, is the only U.S. defense against long-range missiles that could be tipped with chemical, biological, or nuclear warheads. So anyway, I don't know that all of this links, but it just kind of one thing led to another, and so I'll give links to all these and you can decide for yourself. God bless you and have a good day.